let's talk about the season itself. When is the opening day, and like when do you play? And
well, the summer league opening day for the younger divisions, which would be T-ball, 8 and under, 10 and under, will be June 17th. That is Father's Day weekend. For our older divisions, the competitive divisions, it's not going to be till June 29th, thanks to all the snow we had in Toms River. And they don't get out to school, I believe, till the 25th.
So I think that if I'm not, thanks, Rick. I think that if I'm not mistaken, that's about 5 days onto the schedule for the snow days.
Yes,
because I thought
correct.
there was 20th was. So wow, that's crazy.
So we got a little late start with the older girls, but
so the older girls, let's say, they typically play Tuesdays, Thursdays.
Tuesday, Thursdays usually play 8 o'clock. The majority of the games for the older divisions are the night games, games under the lights.
And the fields in town. Unfortunately, as we speak now, the girls softball plays their games all over town. From one end of town, Shelter Cove, to the other end of town at the YMCA, especially for the younger teams and the high schools. At one time, I think that you could go to as many as, I'm going to just go 14, 15 fields in town just to find games during the week. And Friday's typically rain-out night.
Right, correct.
So we always hope for no rain-outs, but we always have Saturdays and Sundays most of the time, too. And we'll talk about what happens with a lot of the kids on Saturdays and Sundays in a little bit. So, so again, just to recap that a little bit, the registration, you can go to North Dover. I guess there's at least 2 more Sundays left in March. And someone will be there from 10 o'clock until 4? 10 to 1.
10 to 1.
10 to 1.
It also will continue into April, but we don't want to put too many up at a time.
But again, you can go online,
right,
and you'll see the meeting notices online as well, and you can go to the meetings. Well, that's good. What about let's just touch base a little bit on the travel division. I should mention that there's like three parts to the Toms River Girls Softball League. There's the younger division, totally non-competitive, and in some cases the parents even pitch, of course, or in T-ball you tee it up. And then there is the umpire divisions that are competitive in the Recreation League. And then there are ASA travel teams that play out of the league, and this would be players who typically try out for the team.
Yes, that's
right?
correct.
And you put these teams together at different times during the course of the year, and you have tryouts.
Usually tryouts are the end of August, middle to end of August. We have tryouts for every division. A lot of kids age out, so there's always
kids moving in.
There's always room for more players.
Yep.
Right now we have 6 ASA teams.
What's their ages?
There's a 10 and under, a 12 and under, a 14 and under, a 16 and under, and 2 18 and under.
2 18 and unders. So there you go. There's 2 18 and unders. I can remember back, and you probably have a little more knowledge with the players this year and last year, that we would carry on our 18 and under. By the time we hit 18 and under with Matt Paporo and I, and Fred and a couple of other guys coaching with us, we were carrying, at first I thought we were nuts, but we were carrying 18, 19 players. And we would tell the players that because most tournaments restrict the number of players you can actually bring to the tournament.
Right, it's like 15.
So, yeah, so I'm probably being conservative as saying 18, 19. We probably had 18, 19, 20 players. So we would tell the players that the first 15 that come, they're the ones that are going with us. The only exception we made when we went to Disney World in Florida. Then we took whoever wanted to come, because Disney didn't care, of course. It wasn't about softball for them. But we always found that we would go to tournaments and we still would only have anywhere from 12 to 13 girls, because they get older, they work, they get jobs, they got other stuff to do. So it always worked out for us. But 2 teams is like good news in one hand, because that means you still have a lot of interest of players still wanting to play.
Right.
And probably, it was my idea, and I'm going to tell you that I was talking to Rob a couple of years ago. Even I go, you get into this because you want to coach your own daughters, but then ultimately you get more involved, and you become the president of the league. And although you started out there for your daughters, you end up being the steward for 700 or 800 girls, and it's a huge responsibility.
It's a lot of work. You're right. I started out, with my daughter. Actually, it was like 9 years ago, I believe. I started coaching t-ball right on through. Now I have my older daughter's still in there. Now I have my middle daughter coming up, and there's one behind her. So
busy guy.
I can be busy here for a long time. But no, really, I started off, so I wanted to do it with my daughter because I used to play baseball, I play softball, and it does get more competitive as you get older, and
Sure.
you enjoy it, and just,
you just keep going.
I enjoy doing it with her, she likes playing, and
right.
When she doesn't like it anymore, I guess I'm done, but
I know that feeling.
She enjoys it, I enjoy being out there with her, and
I'm going to tell you,
coaching too,
Rob just mentioned a couple of things there. One of the things he mentioned is, and I had the good fortune of doing this with my 3 daughters at different times, and my wife Ellen came to many, many tournaments and came to many, many games, but there were many that she couldn't make, and it was just my daughter and I, and the camaraderie that we get to develop with our kids is, in the words of MasterCard, priceless. And it's their memories, their things that we do forever, and we have forever. So, that's an important part. But, Rob, when you take the responsibility of president, we just touched on it. I'm going to say that for those out there who think it's an easy job, I'm going to tell you that the whole of the Toms River Girls Softball League is an entire volunteer organization. And what often happens in most, and we had a little bit of this conversation in the past, is the top 20% of the league volunteers or parents and people who want to get involved. It's only the top 10 to 15, 20% who actually participate in helping run the league. And I would say that in the course of a year, Rob probably spends in excess of 1,000 hours, and he probably never sat down to figure it out, but in excess of 1,000 hours of volunteering his time. And it runs from registration and the sheer volume of putting in that many players and all the information that goes with it, to putting the product on the field and then coaching. And Rob's taken the task, I know, this year of coaching 2 teams.
Yeah.
So I think he's nuts, but he's going to have fun doing it. And again, it's all about the memories and stuff. You have some new. We're going to come back to the ASA travel teams a little bit, because we'll talk a little bit about their schedule. You might have some dates. I know that Rick and I talked, and one of the things that we want to try to do is go on site and tape some games, and then have some players come in and be able to talk and see themselves. But one of the things we talked about this year in the league a little different. You made some rule changes. One was the 10 and under division. I think you made a couple of changes to kind of help facilitate the game.
Yeah, the 10 and under.
Make it fun.
At 10 and under, I think they need to be pitching more. So this year we brought back, because in the years past we did have the kids pitching. So I think the rule change, I believe, is the kid's going to pitch, the girl's going to pitch 5 pitches, and then the coach is going to come in and pitch 3 to speed the game up a little bit, but also to get the girls a little experience pitching.
Yep.
So when they do get up into the next division, the next level, at least they have a little experience where there is umpires and it is competitive. So
Sure.
They have to start early,
Yeah.
or I believe they're a little falling behind.
And to get rid of, in the younger divisions, I know they get rid of the rules like drop third strike and infield fly rule.
Right.
Because
There's none of that.
They're crazy. And no stealing, even though the girl's pitching. I try to have no strikeouts unless the girl literally strikes out.
It won't be called strikes.
Won't be
but,
called strikes.
We encourage every girl, to get up there and swing. Don't wait for the coach to come in.
Right.
You want to get used to a girl pitching to you. The coaches aren't going to be on there when when you get older. So we encourage them to get up to the plate. Don't be scared if it's coming in faster than you used to. Swing the bat. Yeah.